we'll go right into new business discussion. Regarding resolution 2017-07, authorize the mayor to repair the driveway at 1927 Branch Mill Road, Irondale, 35210, in the amount not to exceed $8,000. That's Terry, you have your name is on that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When we widened the road on Branch Mill Road, down to the church, it diverted a drainage ditch. Boy, that thing's loud. It diverted a drainage ditch, so that it caused, the rainwater to overflow Jerry Davis driveway. He's already had one, stream or drainage coming under his driveway, and we diverted the drain down the hill to add to that. And now his pipes under his drains under his driveway are not sufficiently large enough to carry all the water, and they overflow, washing the driveway and down into the yard and so forth. And Frank went out and looked at it, and it's got 24-inch, two 24-inch drains now. And Frank said it's going to take a 30-inch drain. And this is not something that was his fault. It's a result of the widening of the road, Branch Mill Road. And so Frank said it'd take $8,000 to repair it, and I'm asking that you'll consider passing this resolution. Mr. Davis is in the audience there now if you want to ask him any questions. The mayor's looked at it, and I've looked at it.
And basically, this is with the city employees doing the work.
That's correct.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Councilman Wilson, we're on resolution 2017-07. Mr. Wessler, do you have any discussion, comment? Okay. All right, we'll go to, well, let me just ask, consent or council?
I heard it, I mean, I don't have any problem with it. And what particular property it is, 1927?
It's Mr. Davis's home.
Oh, it's
It's
his
in
home?
the end of where we built the wide road down to Branch Mill Road,
Yeah.
4-lane. And the road takes a right turn at the end of the 4-lane.
That's right.
His house is on the left, right in the curve. And he had a drainage coming off that hill already,
Yeah.
going under his drive, and when they built the widening road, it diverted some more water there, and now it's overflowing his drive every time it rains. And this is to carry the water under his drive.
Yeah, have we spoken with our engineers about that? I mean, when they over the project, or as far as the design, as far as to get some kind of input from.
Well, Frank's gone out there and looked at it. It's a result of the construction on the road. We gotta fix it. It's our fault. We caused the problem.
Okay.
And the answer is yes on that. Darren was saying associates had looked at it and advised Frank on that.
Okay. All right. Whatever's your own pleasure.
So our, my question is, I guess, our public works caused the problem?
No, public works didn't cause the problem. The construction of the road, the widening of the road diverted a drain, and it's caused the problem.
Okay.
It wasn't a problem before we built the road, or widened the road.
Go ahead. I think that's the same question.
Wouldn't it be a design issue though? I mean, it's still a city problem, but based on the design, as far as how it was designed, wouldn't that put some kind of liability on the design scope of the project? I guess that's my question to the council.
I guess that question goes to the engineers.
Can I answer that question?
Yes, sir. Come up front, Mr. Davis.
Hold on a second. This kind of dealing with his problem, you know, he's probably not all the right answer. The question is to the our mayor and our engineers, was it a design problem? You don't have anything to do with the design of the road.
Well, as a result of the work done, we've got we got two streams coming together right before his drive at a Y.
Yeah,
And then it hits his driveway,
right,
and when it rains good like it did today, the pipe there won't carry the water.
right.
And so it runs over his driveway, it's washing away his driveway, it's running into his yard, filling up his yard with water. And so, he needs bigger drain pipes to carry the water through, up under the driveway, so it won't get in his yard and across his driveway and so forth.
Right, I think we all agree
We agree on
on
that.
that part of it, but I think
Uh,
Councilman Wilson is asking, was it a design problem?
Was it an oversight basically on the basis of
design
that?
part?
Well, I don't know, the engineers are not here to answer that question.
Sorry about that.
Well, I can say this, I don't think
Gary Davis.
Mr. Davis should be held liable for it.
I agree.
Let's
I
get
agree.
that clear right now.
Mhm.
But getting back to the question I asked, I'm just presenting that before the council. How should we proceed with, resolving that issue with Mr. Davis, when we have a question standing that should full liability, responsibility fall on the city? That's my question. And I guess that's why our engineers, something we need to discuss with our engineers.
I think what we need to do tonight, though, is solve Mr. Davis's problem, and then if there's an engineering problem or a contractor problem, then the city could rebill them for the work.
I think there are two separate questions there. I think you're right. This happened somewhere in the past. I don't know when this was done. James, do you know the date on when
It was somewhere between, 2014 to 2016?
I know we've been trying to get it fixed for a year and a half.
Right, so it's been ongoing, I think, for a while. My question to Frank was it a problem that was created by the work we did? And the answer was yes to that. And that was confirmed by Darren with Sane and Associates. Now, so I think that answers the question of whether it's Mr. Davis's problem or our problem, which I think we all agree on, it's our problem, and we have to solve it. And then if you have an additional question that you'd like to go back to the engineers, I'd be happy to ask that question, and we can discuss that as we get the response back from them. The two separate questions, really.
It could even be a construction issue, so that has
And I
to be.
think, and again, I was not here then, I just know what I've heard, so it's not definitive. I think it was hoped that the original, the way it was left, would be sufficient to carry the drainage of the water, and it has been discovered over the last year or two that it was not sufficient, and therefore we have a liability, responsibility to come back and make it right.
Yeah.
That's, if I tell you
And it is
any more,
too
if I
simple.
tell you any more, I'll have to make it up, so that, I've told you everything I know about it.
And
Well, I just proposed the question, so I don't think Mr. Davis
It's two good questions, they're just separate questions.
shouldn't be held liable.
He's been waiting a year and a half or more to get this fixed, and I think we ought to go ahead and get it fixed and then take it up with other parties.
Any more discussion?
Has he been to the council before?
I don't think Mr. Davis been to council. This is the first time being on council. This is the first time.
Mhm.
Because I haven't heard any.
Yeah, well,
That's why
you know,
I
I
asked.
tried to get Tommy Jones to do something about it, and it's never happened. And when Charles came on as mayor, I took the problem to him, and he getting some results.
Any more discussion, council? Mr. Davis, I wasn't trying to cut you off, but the only reason I didn't want you to speak, I think you was winning. Understand what I'm saying, so that's.
Well, that's been there for 60 years, and
Yeah,
it started
yeah.
like 2 years ago.
Now, it's not like I didn't want you to speak, but I realized that you was winning, so we can move the meeting on. That's okay with you? Okay, all right. Council, what's your consent or?
I say we go ahead and make things whole.
We're in a
now.
work session.
We can take consent on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'm good with consent.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Where do you want to take the money?
That's the next question. Yeah. Beer this year, so what do you want to have a funding source for the project?
Can we take it out of roads? Out of our road fund?
I don't think so.
It was part of the construction of the road,
But we
caused
didn't,
problem.
yeah, but we didn't even, the way that the road project was funded was through a bond issue.
Mhm.
So we
Um,
can take it out of the
The gas
general.
tax money can't be used.
I would have to check with Frank to verify to see if that would be the source to use for that.
That would be the most sensible if we could.
Well, we got three sources. Gas tax is a possibility. We can take it out of the capital fund, or we can take it out of the general fund. So,
What was the first one? Gas
Gas
tax.
tax.
Gas
gas
tax.
tax, but I'm not sure if it can be taken out of the gas tax, because this is it's not repairing a road, it's repairing the pipes up under the road. But the capital fund was used to be able to fund the project to widen the road. And then the general fund is our operating expenses that we have today, but we don't have anything allocated for it in the general fund.
I would suggest we take it from the gas tax if it's allowed, if not from the capital fund.
Okay.
Council?
All right. Do we agree on consent? Yes.
Okay.
Resolution 2017-008, authorize Robert Yarborough to be outside beer and wine provider for Spring Fest 2017, Saturday, April 29th, 2017. Councilman Wilson?
Thank you, Council President. This is the resolution to be able to provide, as it stated, beer and wine to, for the Spring Fest of 2017. Mr. Yarborough will be the vendor that will be providing this feature.
Any discussion?
He's
And I know we
basically,
have to go through.
he's basically responsible for getting all the permits and everything.
I was just about to say, he's responsible for getting permits from the ABC board and license and everything in order to be able to do that.
And he retains all the, profit from the sales.
I don't know about that. No.
If he's gonna sell a beer, I would imagine that would be correct.
I don't know. Just an FYI, the committee did have a meeting today. I wasn't able to attend because of a previous engagement I had in Montgomery, but I haven't gotten an update yet, but I do know this was discussed, not today, but our last meeting we had, as far as selling beer, just as we do during Woodstock.
Bobby Joe, I was at that
Oh,
meeting, and,
thank
yes, we did discuss it, and that's what the, group wanted to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any more discussion, council? Consent? No? Yes?
No, I'm good with it.
You good? Okay. Resolve resolution 2017-009, allocate funding for Spring Fest 2017, Saturday, April 29th, 2017, in an amount not to exceed $12,000. Councilman Wilson?
Thank you, Council President. Again, this is a resolution to allocate funding. I do know, we kind of, under the budget this year, we're putting on special events. I would like to mention that last year, we approved funding, for $15,000. Even though this is new administration, I do believe we have to do our due diligence as far as seeing what we can do to cut funding for some of our events based on some forthcoming issues that we have. So hopefully we did our due diligence as far as cutting funding by $3,000. From my understanding, we're relying solely on, hopefully on more sponsorships this year to even offset the $12,000 that hopefully will be approved tonight as allocated for the Spring Fest. So,
Do we have any idea what their budget is for this year total?
We have yet to, budget everything. We're looking at about, $18,000 that we believe we can make up, in addition to the $12,000. But we are waiting to see what the decision is.
And
by the council.
while we got, tell us that she was at the meeting,
Yeah.
y'all apparently are trying to get sponsorship.
Yes,
Have y'all set a goal for amount you're trying to collect from sponsors?
that is what we're waiting
So you,
to see for today, for tonight, but we also made and gave back to the city around $3,000 last
Yeah,
year.
last year.
okay, but at this point, y'all have not set a goal that you want to raise $6,000 from sponsors?
Not until we decided to wait and see your decision tonight.
And any idea how many sponsors we've contacted?
From what I understand, 21.
21,
Mhm.
okay.
All right. Thank you, Taylor.
Out of curiosity, was SpringFest required to provide any financial information other than what we've already spoke about? Or is it all based upon this right here mainly?
There was a report that was given last year, end of the festival report that was
Okay.
given from,
Okay,
Ms. Jones last year, stating how much, the festival made, in addition to how much was given back to the city.
And this will be the third year in both years, so thus far, the festival has given money. Anything made over, we give back.
perfect. That's what I wanted to know.
Any more discussion? Councilman on consent or all over?
Yeah.
Consent. At this time, we'll have public comments from the council, from the floor to the council.
Have y'all finished your requirement documentation for,
You know the procedure. Come on. We know who you are. but, you know,
y'all finished your requirement documentation for organizations coming to the city looking for funding for events and things like that?
That's one of the things, actually, the mayor and I.
I do have a
You have
form
that
here
form?
if you all want to look at it. It's just
Okay.
for
So
your-
is other organizations this year gonna have to go through this process and SpringFest not?
Well, it's the first time we've seen this form. Yeah, first time we've seen this form. I hadn't had any discussion on the form, so I can't answer yes or no. Yeah, yes, sir.
Just wanted to know. Okay.
Thank you.
There is an ordinance, I think, that some of you are familiar with. I haven't actually seen that, but is that right? Jim?
Yes, it's, in the Code of Ordinance, section 2-99. It has it outlined that if an organization is coming to the city for funding, it outlines what is required to be able to receive funding from the city, or the documents that have to be given to the city so the city can evaluate if they're going to allocate resources towards that event.
What was that ordinance number?
Section 2-99.
That form, by the way, that circular, is just a working draft. You all may or may not want to use it, but try to capture at least the key elements of what's in the ordinance there, so that when someone comes, and we know there'll be lots of people coming to you, when someone comes, you have at least a base of information that they're providing to you to make your decision. Some of the same questions that you've asked.
Okay.
So where would they get this form from?
The form, if you all decide to use the form, we can post it online, we can have hard copies here, or they can walk in, we get requests all the time.
Yeah, so I'll keep a copy and email it out to
Yeah.
individuals that request a copy. We'll put it in a PDF form, and hopefully fill it with a PDF form and send it out to them by email.
You may wanna tweak that or whatever, I mean, that's just a starting point for you.
All right. And do you also have a copy of the ordinance? That ordinance?
I do not have a copy of the ordinance, but James could get.
I can make a copy of that section of the ordinance and give everybody a copy before the meeting tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm looking up.
So are we getting our cart in front of our horse by doing what we did earlier, or?
Well, one of the questions in the past was, is it a city-sponsored event or is it an event that is not sponsored by the city? If the city is putting on the event, usually you didn't have to go through what the ordinance says, because that's for events that are not sponsored by the city.
Okay.
So the question is with Spring Fest, I mean, officially, if we wanna say that it's sponsored by the city, then at our next council meeting, Leslie, if you could put together a resolution that says that, then it won't be any misunderstanding, it'll be in writing that it's, if you all want to do that, it can be a city-sponsored event.
What are the distinctions?
Yeah, because we have two other events.
Right.
That would be a
Whistle
question.
stop.
Yeah, whether it would be a city-sponsored event.
I would say the main thing there is that the event is coordinated and controlled by the city. So the city is the one that,
So, but, okay, all right, but none of these really are then, right?
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
the question is, when you say controlled by the city, I mean, we're allocating funding, but what is controlled?
Yeah,
That's the gray area, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this case, if you're saying up to $12,000, I guess the control is how much of that $12,000 you expend.
well, say even if the city contracted with somebody to put on the event for the city is still controlling the event because you're basically dictating to that individual, or you would have a scope of work that you'd want for that individual to do to be able to put on that event.
Is that what we're doing here? I mean, is the city in fact contracting with whoever is putting it on?
We're not, but that's what I'm saying, if we want to make it official so there's no misunderstanding, we need to have a contract and a resolution stating these things so there's no misunderstanding about what type of event it is.
and then I guess the follow-up question would be, who do you contract with? I mean, who would, I mean, I'm just saying broadly.
What,
I was thinking, Mary, anybody, you have people that specialize in putting on festivals.
Yeah, I meant for each one of these individuals.
Oh, okay.
You'd have to identify who that is that you're contracting with.
Like I said, with the whistle stop, because it's a separate foundation, we actually had a contract with them to put on the event.
So is that a city-sponsored event?
It was considered to be because of the contract with the city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not disputing, I'm just.
Right, yeah, I was just giving the little history about that, so. But I see Leslie's kind of posed, I mean,
I'm just trying to
work it out.
work it out that it actually, that this does really qualify as a city-sponsored event. I mean,
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not hearing that we have a contract with whoever it is that's putting it on.
Bobby Joe, what about Bernard Lobster?
Distributing.
yeah, we did. We had a contract with Bernard, to put on this event in the past.
Yeah, we did.
Is that what is intended this year?
That's the intended purpose this year also.
Yes.
Okay.
So the
Yes.
city signed a contract with them for Springfest? No,
Yes, I think it was last year, it was $1,500.
And that's what is slated for this year as well.
Oh, okay. So we need a contract.
There was a resolution that was passed last year for him to be the organizer for the event.
And there was also a contract that went along with it?
I have to check, but I know that there was a resolution.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah, there's a contract, because there was a resolution and a contract, and I can get you a copy of it, so you
Yeah, why don't you
can read
give me
and see
both?
what's in the,
It was.
Both
what's
items
the
for last
language is
year.
in there.
We can put it together.
Any more discussion? Can I get a motion to adjourn for 6 minutes to go to regular council?
Make a motion, we adjourn till 6:30. 6:30.
What for you, I don't know what they do. I said, it wasn't for her, I don't know what they do.